So y equals, don't put the f, just put x, and then the minus 3 is on the outside. So I think it is a good idea to type stuff in the calculator just to give you a little check when you're graphing. So I know that when I graph, it's going to look like this. Your y-intercept is going to be -3. 1, 2, 3. And your slope, there is an understood 1 in front of the x. So I'm going to go up 1 and over 1. Okay, so now let's talk about the transformations. Since the slope is 1, it didn't change. Remember, if it's 1, something times 1 is still itself, so it's not changing. But that 3, it's shifting your graph, this graph right here, it's shifting it down 3. And if you look, it kind of looks like you took this graph and moved it down 3. All right, so let's look at this one. Y equals 2x plus 6. All right, I'm going to graph it in the calculator just to give myself a little check. 2x plus 6 graph. All right, so I know, and here, maybe I should graph the original too. All right, so there, that red line's the original one that's already on my paper. Oh, you know what? I'm going to graph it in the black line spot. All right, so the blue line, that's what I want to graph, and then see this black line here, that's what's originally on my paper. So I know that this blue line here is what my new graph is going to look like. So your y-intercept is going to be at 6. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my slope is 2. Now remember, if you go off the graph, because you go up 2 over 1, right, so your other point is going to be somewhere around here, just go the other way, down 2 and left. You see it's still making that same slope, which matches what your graph has going on. All right, now the 6, that is going to be moving your graph up 6, but the 2 is going to vertically stretch your graph, and it kind of looks like your graph is getting pulled vertically. So those are the transformations. All right, my last one here, 21. All right, so on this one, my y-intercept is going to be 0 because there's no number out here. Oops, I forgot. Y equals, oh my gosh, I forgot to graph it. -4 over 5x. All right, so that's the graph that we're going to draw. That was the original one. So if you see, they are both crossing at 0, 0. But my new graph here is getting reflected, and it's getting reflected because of the negative. So if your graph flips around, one of your translations is reflecting. And then 4 over 5, because that's less than 1, that's going to vertically compress. So I am going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The down is going to take care of the reflection. All right, so that's how you're going to do those, guys. So pause the video, do your 19, 20, and 21. And let's look at the last 3. So on this one, it just wants me to describe the transformation and how it affects your slope and your y-intercept, and I want you to make sure you find the slope. So let's do the y-intercepts first. So this y-intercept here is at 0, 0. So the y-intercept is not changing, so there is no translation. This y-intercept is at 2. So this graph here is going to go up 2. And this y-intercept here is at -1. So this y-intercept, we are shifting down 1. So the y-intercept will shift your graph up and down. All right, so now let's find the slope. So I'm going to find another point on this graph. Start with the left and do your rise run. Start with the left one. So because we're going down 3 over 2. my slope is negative 3 over 2. Because it's negative, that's reflecting. And 3 over 2 is bigger than 1, so that's going to vertically stretch. And you kind of see it's pulled a little vertically.